In 1954, the ruling of the Supreme Court in Brown versus the Board of Education declared that separate was inherently unequal and that integration ought to proceed with all deliberate speed. Not everyone agreed.
And I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
This time, policemen were waiting with German shepherds and fire hoses. But Connor was running out of jail cells. He needed to scare them into stopping. Firemen doubled the water pressure to 100 pounds per square inch. Bull Connor gave the word to let him have it. The water literally blew children off their feet and swept them down the sidewalks. Witnessing this, black millionaire A.G. Gaston interrupted his phone conversation saying, "I can't talk. My people are out there fighting for their lives and my freedom. I have to help them."
So, Tricky Dick comes along, and he gets an idea called the Southern Strategy. See, what he's going to do is he's going to move people normally voted Democratic into the Republican column of voters by doing what? You just sell the idea. You got to keep the blacks in their place. It's a little bit of a version, bring back slavery, utter nonsense, utter bigotry, utter hate, fear, dishonesty. But he is selling it. He's going to protect it. He's going to keep it like it's always been. And of course, that involved injustice. Well, they don't want to think about that, not too much. The ignorant would now become the backbone of a certain kind of bloc that would be easy to manipulate by big business, whatever they wanted, all out of this fear and hate and this bigotry business. Well, at any rate, also with the Vietnam, you see the hippies all over the place, and he's got the Southern Strategy going, and he's got what else? He's the silent majority does not like these hippies that are asking all of these questions, like what are we doing in Vietnam? Silent majority, Americans are not supposed to ask questions. We're not supposed to talk about politics. And if we object to what the government is doing, we're not real Americans. Well, I got to tell you, that's pretty freaking sick. That is real sick stuff. That's the fake news, but with enough money and being on the front page, and foolish people, useful idiots, they're able to sell that nonsense to the American people, and that they did. So this whole silent majority fake news, don't talk principles or politics. Tricky Dick sold it to it. And he also did this while knowing damn well he was going to pull out of Vietnam. 20,000 young Americans die over there while he's negotiating with the Chinese to start moving American manufacturing to red communist China. And everybody knows it, but what did the newspaper say? Newspaper said, Nixon's going to China because panda bears are cute. Well, that's about what they said, because they certainly weren't talking too much about the impact that a move like this is going to have on American jobs and how it was going to impact American labor. But that really was the problem. So they started transferring American jobs and technology to red communist China. The deal is made. People start wising up to it, say goodbye to the good manufacturing jobs. Bummer, we're screwed, we get angry. Next thing you know, Tricky Dick, he resigns over Watergate. Oh, what a disgrace. Next thing we hear is what? You can't trust government. Now, of course, where are we going to go when you can't trust government? That means you're going to privatize all the things the government should be doing. So maybe if you get your buddy in, get him, he gets the contract. You're doing all right. Cut wages, you know, we don't want, government employees got too many benefits. That's what we're told. All right, well, at any rate, oh yeah, by the way, of course, Tricky Dick, he's got this buddy, Roger Stone, who, a trickster, dirty tricks, way back early 70s. He got into it with Richard Nixon. All right, but at any rate, let's just get a move ahead. 1980s, Reagan. First thing he does, Southern strategy again. So in other words, whites got to fear and be protected from the nasty blacks. Fake news, baloney. Fear and division prevail. And of course, where's he getting some of this stuff about the divisive politics? He's got a buddy named Roy Cohn. And I tell you what, Roy Cohn, well, Roy Cohn goes on to become Donald Trump's mentor when it comes to a lot of real dirty politics. We know that. So, Americans in the 80s were buying cheap goods from China. Reagan is battling communism, or Russian communism. See, because they got guns. And, of course, they're doing all kinds of business with red Chinese communists. But you don't want to talk about that. You know, so in other words, it's a fake news, a little art of deception. So it ain't that much, again, he's just, he doesn't like communists who might try to compete with us. If they'll do deals with us. Now, by the way, what all this stuff that the Chinese are starting to manufacture, they're selling this stuff in Walmart dirt cheap. See, so in other words, besides taking our jobs, these clowns going to China, they also provided the Chinese with access to middle America's wealth. You know, the parents, the older timers, you know, had built up. And of course, the lobbyists, they don't want any talk of this on the front page. It's just the Star Wars or whatever this stuff is that Reagan's going to do, shoot down. He's going to outspend the Russians on military hardware, high-tech military hardware. And we, the American taxpayer, we, of course, get to pay for all of that. And again, really, the jobs are going down the drain, but they're not talking about that on the front page. And that's, you know, the misdirection of the problem. Meanwhile, health insurance. Cost of health insurance is skyrocketing. Hillary tells us we got to wise up. Nobody wants to listen to her. Instead, we're talking about Hillary is too pushy. That's what the problem is. She's too pushy. She thinks she's president. No, she was telling us about a real problem. Nobody's listening, but somebody's got control of the freaking news. And I'll tell you what, it ain't the people who are saying that we need affordable health insurance and a safety net. It's the people who are making a profit by keeping it the way it is. They drive the fake news. They love to be able to make their deals inside Washington. Now, by the way, Ross Perot, he comes along too. Third party, you could say something, a little bit of, what do they call it, political gadfly or something. I enjoyed politics. Yeah, I was very involved with Ross Perot. It seemed like he had some good ideas. He was going to change something. Or, you know, so we hope. Of course, that didn't work out, but I'll tell you what. We Americans, we were getting plenty darn angry as we saw things changing. You know, we had really believed it was just going to be endless happy days, and unfortunately, it ain't like that. Now, I have to take a break, you know, I'm a little bit older, and, you know, all the rest of this stuff. So, Mr. President, we'll be back, and, you know, I hope you're enjoying some kind of a conversation, and, you know, just, you hang in there, because, I mean, a real man would, like, hold it, you know what I mean, but, too worry about it. So, you know, have fun, I'll be back.